Hey, my name is Sean, and this is going to be the deck gameplay portion of the Meta Breakers Episode 2, Sarulf Eats Everything. Going to run through a few sample hands, kind of show off the point of the deck. If there's any commanders you'd like to see in coming videos, please post in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoy. So let's get into the first playtest of this gameplay portion. Let's see what we get. And the main point is I just want to show the fact that you can almost consistently get out Sarulf on turn 2. It's basically a guarantee most times, and again, another hand where we can do that. Drop her turn 1. Plague Crafter, pretty good. Gets 3 counters if our opponents have if each one of our opponents is a creature, which is pretty likely. So we have a decent number of options. Probably just going to play this. Tap to play this, and then play that. And we can run out a Caustic Caterpillar if we like. So, or if maybe our opponents have gone 1, 2, 3 minute orcs, we want to play a Plague Crafter, we can do that. Move on to next turn. And we have turn 2 Sarulf. Almost a guarantee if you keep the right hands. And then again, anything dies, we get a trigger. Maybe nothing does die, so we end up moving on to our next turn. Right? I mean, anything's put in the graveyard. We cast Plague Crafter. 3 creatures get sacrificed. So then we gain probably around 2 to 3 counters. So yeah, so again, then we move on, and on our next upkeep, we can rack the board. So again, just showing off the consistency of this deck. Let's see another hand. A little bit worse, but we do have at least 2 mana on turn 2, plus 1 tutor. Probably gonna mulligan this. We do really want that access to a guaranteed 3 mana. Like, yeah, we would have drawn it on our second turn, but still always want the guarantee. And then here, yeah, we get the guarantee here. Well, we don't get the guarantee, but this is an alright hand again if we want to keep this. You do have access to at least 1 Vampiric Tutor if you want to tutor for a Jeweled Lotus, which does guarantee you it. You have access to Soul Ring and Llanowar Elves. Again, additional ramp pieces. This is a potential keep. We'll keep this. Drop her turn 1. And we even hit a land, so yeah. Play probably just the Llanowar Elves. Next turn, draw another land. Probably actually gonna run out this Wasteland. Take another Life to our Mana Confluence, and then cast a Sarulf on turn 2 again. So this deck is extremely consistent on getting your commander out on turn 2. And so basically we just pass the turn. If our opponents don't kill Sarulf and it lives, we're probably gonna just Wrath, kill all 1 drops, kill all 2 drops depending on. And then we move on to our next turn. Say we Wrath. Obviously, our Llanowar Elves dies, but that's not the biggest deal to us. We can then play a Snow-Covered Swamp. We have Eldritch Evolution and Vampiric Tutor for tutors. We have Praetor's Grasp as a way to steal our opponent's fastest Oracle. We have Toxic Deluge again, kill a bunch of creatures. And then we have Wasteland, which I think is a lot of these Wasteland effects are in this deck because you get to destroy an opponent's land, which puts another counter on Sarulf, which allows you to kill or exile 1 higher CMC. And the more counters than Sarulf, it's already a 3/3 for 3. But if you killed enough things like a Toxic Deluge or something like that, you get to Sarulf is pretty big now, and you're able to pressure your opponents. So yeah, so again, pretty good spot. You can, if this lives, continue to rat the board on your upkeep. And yeah, so we'll move on to another hand. Probably going to be the last one. This is going to be a quick video because the main point is to show off consistency. This is a hand I really don't like. 3 lands, 1 or 2 removal spells, and then a Cabal Therapy. Yeah, definitely not a hand to keep. No fast mana, no acceleration. And this is just a 10 times as good of a hand. Keep this for sure every time. Draw. Let's see. I have to play this Lotus Petal. Crack Lotus Petal for green. Crack a Jeweled Lotus. Turn 1 Sarulf is incredibly powerful due to the fact that our opponents on turn 1 are most likely all going to be cracking fetched lands, unless you're playing a monocolored deck or against a monocolored deck, whereas they still probably might crack a few fetch lands to lower the number of lands and smooth out their draws. But most people play fetched lands unless you're, again, playing monocolored or budget decks. So turn 1 Sarulf is incredibly good. I would almost guarantee that on your next turn, you get to at least Wrath for 1, if not for 3. 1 opponent, 2 opponents, 3 opponents all crack fetches. You get to Wrath for 3. And yeah, now on turn 2 we have a lot of options to do. We can just hold up cards like Fatal Push. We don't have green mana, which is unfortunate. We can play a Soul Ring and try to hold up a Toxic Deluge for next turn if we think any of our opponents are going to go super wide. And yeah, so a lot of options from here. We do have enough time for probably one more hand now that I look at it. Yep. And another, yeah, we have a good opportunity. We have 2 mana. Disappointing that we didn't hit a forest, so City of Brass is a lot worse with our Arbor Elf. This is, if it's a second mulligan, if it's a first mulligan, I would probably mulligan. If you haven't mulliganed yet, I'd mulligan it away. But if you have mulliganed, it's your second 7, I probably would keep this. But I'm gonna mulligan it away for something better, which we do hit, something definitely better. We have turn 2 Sarulf again. We'll drop our turn 1. Urbolg's pretty good too. You all play Bayou, lose a life, and then run out turn 1 Finhorn Elves. Next turn, draw a card, Eternal Witness, and then turn 2 Sarulf again. Not going to play this Mana Crypt because we're probably going to exile it. It's a 0, so we guarantee that if we exile, we do exile it. So yeah, on our next end step, upkeep, exile everything with probably 1 to 2 converted mana cost again. Exile them all away. Move on to our next turn. Pretty good, pretty decent spot right now. We don't have any tutors, which is disappointing, but we do have some removal spells, some interactions to our opponent's hands. We have another removal spell in Golgari Charm, pretty powerful against, and it's good against enchantments and good against creatures. A lot of -1/-1 counters, -1 or 1/1 creatures, which is powerful. Allosaur's Shepherd to make our things uncounterable. It's a lot of options here again. But that's probably going to end this gameplay video. The main point of it was to show out the fact that this deck can consistently cast Sarulf on turn 2. Especially if you, with mulligans in this format, you can mulligan to 7 once, and then you got to mulligan to 6. But almost always you can recast Sarulf on, you can cast Sarulf on turn 2. And then it's only 3 mana, so it's a pretty good cost if you want to recast it if one of your opponents does remove it. So the main point of the deck, again, is to slow down the game. You want to fight against decks. Deck's goal is to establish a board presence through artifacts, enchantments, creatures, planeswalkers, etc. You want to fight against those decks and kind of set up for the win from there. I chose one combo as explained in the deck description. There are multiple other combo lines you can take. And yeah. That's going to end the deck description video, the deck gameplay video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and goodbye.